let's see what we can find. So not risking anything with post-egg movement. There's not a whole lot to gain there though. That was maybe a little slow. Ooh, does this route do Amy skip? Yo, that's mad. That's a very good Amy skip. Okay, so already he's taken the riskier option and, you know, essentially saved at least a second over the route that I've been pushing. Some indecision maybe about where to go. It's not too important to grab the gems, but we'll get back to gem route later. So there's a slightly older variant of the route which will prioritize getting miles now. Easy 5 gem to grab. Now, I will give Tommy the credit he deserves. This is during a trifecta, so he's already done 2 of the games and been playing for 2 hours, 12 minutes. So I have no doubt there will be a few flubs here and there. But that doesn't matter. Certainly losing a second or 2 to movement. For example, killing that guy doesn't mean anything. Grabbing that gem is good. Yeah, and at least he's cutting inside for this. A couple extra gems there. So to my understanding, Tommy doesn't pursue any of the storage options. No rocket storage, no purple rock. And so by the time he gets to Crystal Islands, he will have collected close to like 1,000 gems more than most runners would. Hey, what's going on, Squid? Welcome. Still, I'm just kind of blown away by the Amy skip. It was really clean. It's better than most of the Amy skips I do. So, credit where it's due. But off we go to Cloud Spires. To be honest, I haven't written anything down. Is there anything to write down here? I wouldn't change anything. It's like, nice Amy skip. Nice. Alright, we'll leave that in. That's some good note-taking. Okay. If it wasn't clear, Tommy is French, playing on the French version of the game as well. We aren't one of those games where the version you play on is going to help you. There's no text advantages. So this is probably the first major instance of where he's grabbing gems that, you know, we don't usually go for. This is the kind of stuff you would be seeing in the old Bone Dance routes. Say old, the route I still use. Because, you know, it's a good few gems, but you're not making any progress towards your objective whilst you're grabbing them. It's just purely gems for the sake of gems. Not taking the risk with the wall glide, respectable. I guess I'll just talk about that. So I feel like that's just going to be extra gems in X level the whole time. So maybe we just say slow start to Cloud. How long have we been in the level already? Like 20 seconds? Slightly less? Yeah, so 18 seconds later, we're here. This should be like after 6 seconds. So you're losing 10, 12 seconds to a slower route. But I do like that we're going for this jump. Yep, good. Realistically on console, that is not as hard as it may seem. I would just say try doing it on PC and then come back to console, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, very useful to grab Claire now. You'll save 20 seconds over the other way. A few gems here. Sun Seeds, my beloved. Alright, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But I'm curious to see how fast the sun seeds are, because, right, okay, 22 on the clock. I don't know if you can see the clock. I can see the clock. It's actually slightly off the screen now that I realize. Maybe I'm just going to readjust that. Yeah, because the black screen... No, it's fine. You can see the game. That's all that matters. Seeing the game is all that matters. No. Well, okay, you'll just have to take my word for it then. Or you can count the VOD. But, you know, Sunseed is very easy. It's not meant to be complex. It's not meant to be fast, is the problem. It's not meant to be fast, but Tommy is doing it about as fast as you can. You know, just land every flame the moment that the game prompts you to do so. But I will just say it's already been more than 30 seconds. So, you know, every second we lose here is... You know, start to look at eggs like Blue Toe and Tanks 2. Yes, we get the little cutscene at the end, which doesn't lose time, but... So he's basically been in this side area for 50 seconds. And I can't really say there's anything left to optimize here. So, you know, I'm going to put probably plus 15 to 20. You know, it's not bad. I'll be fair, I'll say plus 15. Because there aren't really... You can't consistently get like a fast subs 2 and stuff like that, but... Did we grab any gems during this time? Not really. So, you know, this is just an easy egg to grab. And if we talk about the discrepancy between the world record and this, which is probably not a healthy approach to learning, you know, there is easily 10 minutes to gain. Easily. Shut up. Not easily. There are minutes to gain here, and I don't think Sun Seeds alone is going to be the reason. No. But it is something to think about. This is one of the slower optionals you could be picking. But I will say, like, nothing is particularly different in the early game. It's just a few extra gems. Movement is decent. Tommy has good movement, plays all 3 of the games, and tends to play quite long categories as well, which, in my opinion, is a really good way to get your movement up to scratch. It's, you know, you just play more levels, forces you to encounter new terrain and stuff. Still, I think grinding out movement on a shorter category is the ultimate goal. Alright, that's unfortunate with Stephanie, but he had the right idea. I guess if he just went a little further behind. I'm going to try and separate these. Can I underline? Yeah, I can't do that in Notepad. This is going to end up having a lot of nights, so I'm just going to focus on one at a time. Okay, following Hunter. He can move a little sooner out of that, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, he's grabbed Amy already, which is good. Going to skip out on the gems that are down in the cave, but you know, the gem count here is still probably more than 50 above where I would be. And that's a decent pace when the goal is to be at 1,000 in crystal. So he's not really losing a whole lot of time to have this gem count. Also, hope y'all are enjoying this as a change of pace. I did want to do runs this evening, and then my hands were like, you sure about that? And you have work tomorrow? Really? How's this movement? That's good movement. Oh, interesting path to the right there. Because he really doesn't want to mess up with the boar and the other enemy. Thanks, Squid. Appreciate it. I suppose it's only a matter of time before you're running this category then. Sick. I'll call that a win. I haven't really talked about the level aside from that one little bit of movement because nothing is out of the ordinary, and that is completely acceptable for Molten. You also grabbed a few of the extra baskets, which you will need. I'm curious to see how the gems go in the later levels, because though there's technically more to be grabbing, you know, if you undergem yourself, you're still going to be forced to adapt. I'm not really looking. Maybe I should. There will be a few, like, I might just pause quickly. So I usually do time checks at Mushroom. I don't think we'll do Buzz, but then we'll say like Icy. I don't know how the end of the level's gonna go. There might be one at like Fireworks, but I'm just curious to see what kind of paces we're on, because I don't really know how this run is gonna lose 12 minutes compared to the route I do. It's not all going to be movement. It's not all going to be egg choices. And I guess a fair amount of it's going to be gems. But maybe there are some mistakes. And that's a pretty easy one to talk about, if so. I can't really say I've seen any mistakes. This is very standard so far. But we are 3 levels in. A little slow at the start here, but not even a second lost, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Can start moving like the moment the game lets you though. Unfortunately it's Mr. 5, but it's a small pivot, doesn't really matter. How's the... oh, yep, that bonk is pretty common. Good perfect hover here, but he's going to be a cycle late. It's fine as long as the trick goes well. Yep. So just like, I think with more confidence, Tommy might go for the earlier cycle there, but you know, I think the line he took just kind of says, I'm not going to try it. I'm going to miss it, so I'm just going to capitalize and grab another gem and make sure I hit the cycle afterwards. And that's okay. How is Sandcastle? So yeah, for the sake of gems, unfortunate to miss that one, so is he going to go back for it? Nah. He's kind of going after everything he sees. If the baskets are, you know, optional, then he'll probably get them. That's unfortunate. Pretty easy to do that. Yeah. The fodder grab is a bit slow. Basically, he's like a wall behind where I would want to be right now. He's killing every enemy too. He basically lost close to 10 seconds here. He grabs all the gems, which is good. I'll call that a slow sandcastle. And he's like focusing on enemies. Because I do think to clear this quickly, you don't have to deal with any of the enemies. It's all about the cannons, right? So he gets one cannon, goes for that enemy. I don't know if we really need to be doing that. Unfortunate, but we'll ignore that. And then don't really need to kill that guy. I like to kill that guy, but it's not mandatory. Does go for the fodder. Bit of an early jump, that's fine. Goes for the enemy. Here, he's going to go for the enemy. This one. It's like every kick that Sheila does is about a second of an input that you don't always need. Sometimes you do. But I'd say the majority of the time lost here is just going after enemies instead of walking to the next cannon. At the end of the day, doesn't die. Full health leaving here is good. But on console, that just doesn't matter because you can always quit the level when you want. Yeah, goes for the safe approach here, which is totally fine. Got to remember that Tommy is 2/3 of the way through a trifecta right now, so do what you got to do. Bluto time. I'm glad Bluto's in this route. Bluto is a good option. How's the RNG going here? So as long as Bluto goes for torpedoes here, that's really good. Yeah, he likes to move a bit closer. Should be. Oof, nice. Yeah, that was a fast Bluto. I'm gonna say nice Bluto. And I will change what I said before. Focus on cannons. A bit more general. My voice is going to wear out tonight, I think. I'm okay with that. I get to sleep it off. Yep, all good here. You don't want to be making mistakes on this one. It is not punishing on console to make mistakes here. Still, it's a bit annoying. Gem count definitely reflects the route he's going for, because he's about 100 up on my gem count here. We've done 4 levels, so sort of averaging 25 to 30 gems over per split, and with maybe like 20 splits in between. So at the moment he's on pace to be about 500 gems up on me. There's a few good ones around here. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't grab more of the gems up there. They are all 5s, but maybe he's quite happy with the current pace. Movement was decent. All right, I'm just gonna pause quickly. I'm really excited for this because like I always go really overboard in dissecting Mushroom Speedway. I will go back a couple seconds. Let's talk about it. So yeah, going slightly lower here could be more aggressive, but you know you're gonna save barely any time. Much better to just hit the supercharge here. Don't like that. Don't like being right next to the ground when you start your supercharge because it starts off much slower. If you charge a bit in the air, so you see like here, you just got the purple smoke. You want that to kind of happen as you touch the ground. So like I would be probably higher up here, and then I would start my charge in the air and then curve down, land on the ground, and hopefully be already like that speed. It just starts you off stronger. You hit this level, the white smoke, I guess, sooner. And like this is the fastest you can move, so you want to travel at that speed as far as you can. Doesn't miss the spiders, which is nice. Goes for the safe super flight here. That's all right. Better than messing up, 100%. But yeah, we'll see what kind of cycle of butterflies we have, because usually, I don't know if the cursor is visible, but I would be going for the butterfly that's like in the top right here. Is my cursor on the screen? I'm just waiting for... Oh, it is, yeah. So basically, ideally this guy's a bit further to the left, and we can aim for him, but instead Tommy has to go for the lower one. And I gotta say, I really don't like it, but I understand it. Let's see what time we end up with. I see, like, when you go the same way as the butterflies, they're always trying to move away from you, but you catch up. It gives you a lot of time to change your trajectory, and that is a pretty... I don't want to say bad. Bad is rude. That's not a good mushroom time. Let's just say, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do to optimize a very linear figure of 8 kind of speedway, but definitely speedway average is around like 45 to 46. So you're losing 5 seconds on something that I think is very, very straightforward to learn. Like, yeah, you'll maybe mess it up, and I see people mess it up on a pretty regular basis, but it's not difficult to change your approach here, because all you'll be doing, aside from, you know, hoping that we'll be slightly further ahead on the cycle, you know, like from here, you'll be probably aiming at the center of the mushroom, and then whichever butterfly comes to you first, which in this case is the lower one here, you just follow against the pattern of butterflies coming towards you. So, though this is very safe, I don't really like it. I think it's a missed opportunity to save some time. But admittedly, this is on par with somebody missing a butterfly on the first lap, so not that big of a deal. I'm just a bit of a perfectionist. So I'll stop talking about it now. UFOs is one that trips up a lot of runs, mine included. So there is a fast method. It's good that he starts off guns blazing, gets the first UFO, catches the second one. Can he adjust and hit the third one? Unfortunate, but you know, it's not even maybe a second lost. One more, turn hard. Oh, yeah, a little unlucky, but I would say that was a good adjustment. Right. You see, it's not fair to compare my run to this, because they do Sunseed and Bluto. However, if we assume Sunseed is 50 seconds and Bluto is 40 seconds at worst, if we take a minute 30 off of that, this run is still a minute behind where I am. There's definitely small ways to pull it back. But yeah, up 2 eggs right now. So in the end, it's an advantage to just have more eggs in the early game. Skipping out on harder challenges is not a bad idea until you're really struggling to find that time save. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about comparisons, to be honest. I guess the big one for me is Bentley, but even that, he's going to be thinking about more gems. We just won't worry about it. But I like the UFOs cleanup. It was very good. Sorry, it's Moneybags. I have to do it. Spyro. BRB whilst I ban someone. Chronicler. What a name, dude. Can you not have a shorter name so I can ban you quicker? Right. What's going on here? So we're not doing IGT strats. Respectable. And it wouldn't save that much time. Plus, obviously the goal is to get more gems. So these are good 35, 38 gems up here. Like the 2 gems here. But you just lose a bit of time waiting. I think this is the gem count I leave the level on. So yeah, basically everything he grabs from now till the end. I would kill the rhino first, because you're just going to have to wait a bit longer for the billy goats here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a second or 2 slower. Nice. I've been clearing the opposite direction because of IGT strats, but this way he'll end up near the baskets. Those vases don't give much, so it's probably not worth the time. Like, anytime he's going out of his way for like 2 gems, that was unfortunate. That is one of the annoying things about trying to clear this bit, is this would be faster if you hit it first try, but if you don't hit it first try, you're already kind of losing time, and it just feels kind of silly, but it happens. So on this last one, basically I would be aiming for either the window or the door, but in between is definitely like a risk that it won't, the hitbox isn't like sticking out here really, so you might not be hitting anything. Thankfully, I don't know what I'm talking about, and that worked, but I wouldn't take that risk personally. Decent gem count, I think. I can't really tell because I don't run this route. I will say that guidebooking here is unnecessary. I've seen somebody else do that too. Shoutouts to Flash. I'll say no need to guidebook after Sheila. And the reason is IGT just pauses things, no? So if you exit the level and speak to Sheila, the timer's paused because you're talking to NPC, and then she's going to teleport you to where you're going to go next, which is ages away. Like here you're going to go 1, 2, 3. I would say you've probably already lost time by leaving the portal and having to go here yourself. Plus you had to watch an extra loading screen, which is the big downside to me. I can't remember what he runs on. We got timestamps? Ah, nice. Yeah, of course, because it is a trifecta after all. Like this is a good trifecta time, and this particular category has a fair way to go in my mind. So a lot of potential with the trifecta. Right, I can already kind of see how the buzz fight's gonna go. This is slow. I don't like this, but I understand it because you know you don't want to get hit. This one, yeah, okay. So he knows the fast strat of getting Buzz to roll into the edge, and then because he's got nowhere to go, he just kind of defaults to go into the next position. That's good, but the first hit of Buzz, I'll just say damage abuse. For the low price of 1 hit point, how much time can we save? Okay, so starting off again. So the way I would see it is, if you got hit when he comes back to the stage like here, right? He just runs to the next position. But instead, we're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 6 seconds maybe. I'm not going to put timestamps for everything, but like that's an easy 6 seconds for just taking 1 hit of damage. The good thing about the fight is if you get hurt more than you want, sheep will drop down. They're not always the most consistent, but they're not difficult either. But he gets the strap for the second hit. That's good. And this is correct. You know, safe. It's not going to be the early lava thing. Oh, yeah, I was a bit worried there that wasn't going to go all the way. I guess, to be fair, he's got the extra hit point. But again, he's letting Buzz chase him. And you've still got Sparks, so you don't really have anything to lose here. Because if you really need health, a sheep will drop down. So in fact, rather than just counting, more aggressive in Buzz would be cool. I like that. Sheep. Yeah, there's one. So like, he's going to grab the sheep now, but if he just got hit by Buzz, yeah, I appreciate the sheep's not going to be in position. Small things. Alright, I always get a bit nervous when Buzz phase 3 goes aggressive. And yeah, now maybe I'd be a little scared. But this is a lot of time loss. I can't lie. He's going to finish the fight on blue sparks, I think. I don't usually finish with any sparks. But it's alright. Better to keep the run alive. And this is during a resetless trifecta, so can't be too unfair. Alright, as far as Sunrise notes, I'll just quickly read back. So I liked the Amy skip. Of course, it's not mandatory, but it was good. Grabbed a few extra gems at the start of Cloud, which isn't a bad thing. But also doesn't go for the wall glide. So, you know, waiting for the button and the platform to rise up there. Chose to do Sunseeds. It's acceptable, but not the best choice. Took Sandcastle a little too, I don't know, a little more bloodthirsty than you should. Like, as long as you focus on the cannons, you will get through with a pretty consistent time. And you pick up most of the gems, if not all of them. Bluto went well, but obviously that's RNG. At least you know what to do. Can go much faster in the Speedway. That's a confidence thing. I don't think you need to guidebook there, but each to their own. I strongly feel that Buzz could use more damage abuses. I really do. And even like, I think it was this hit. So like here, I really feel you could be standing there if you wanted to do the semicircle again. Instead, we're going to let him 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably close to 6 or 7 seconds again. Can definitely save some time there. Regardless. Let's have a look at midday. Already. There's nothing to worry about when it comes to Bianca. It pauses the IGT. I would just say don't even skip Bianca, because you're going to lose more time doing the little charge jumps every time you come back to spawn, if you come back to spawn. IGT pauses. Right, grabbing Dave is really a good idea. Yeah, this rock can be really annoying. Definitely lost a good run, like one of my better sunrises, to just rock mechanics. If you can say it's got any mechanics at all. All right. Yeah, I think it makes sense when you're trying to bolster your gem count to get these 5s. There's going to be heaps of optionals throughout, so you got to pick your poison. And nice. I'm glad that we're going for the boosted jump strat. All right, hang on. Don't know if I enjoyed. I mean, I don't really think we need those, but it's okay. Right, perfect hover up. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, this jump is a bit annoying. Just got to get more of a boost here. That was a bit better, but then I guess we should be aiming more like here. And in order to aim here, you just have to kind of boost a little bit further. Because you can see it's close, but it's not quite there. So already we've lost 15, 20 seconds. And like, we're obviously doing this trick to save time. But the reason it's unfortunate is because otherwise we would have continued around, gone up the whirlwind, and out here down to where the fireworks are. Still, I like the tenacity. We're all rooting for you. It's unfortunate. And that's it. When I find mentally, when I fail a trick in a run, the panic that goes through me, because, you know, I'm hopefully playing close to my best at the time, the panic that goes through me will probably cause me to fail the trick more than once. And then it's a slippery slope. You always got to keep calm. Getting something second try is more often than not still better than not going for it at all. And the exceptions to the rule are likely the tricks that no one wants to talk about because they're just that unfair. Yeah, we don't want to go. We don't want to go to the right there. This movement here definitely only makes the job harder because this is like going up, right? So you always want to be looking at the left-hand side. Yeah, and that was less close than the previous attempt, 100%. Still, like, he makes that. That was a really good boosted jump, but I do feel that he's made it more difficult for himself by aiming that far to the right. What are we going to write here? Enchanted boosted jump. First of all, I just want to work out how much time this has really cost because that was quite a lot, unfortunately. So we'll say like from, you can't see the clock, but this is at like 51 seconds. So then it's not a minute, it's less than a minute. It's getting near it though. So that was like plus 45 seconds. When the alternative is right there, you know, we opt not to do it because it's slower. But, you know, if this jump's going to give you trouble, you know, you're not feeling too consistent with it, then I wouldn't even do it. Because instead of saving time, which maybe is close to 10 seconds at most, probably closer to 5 seconds of time save, you've lost 45 seconds. But I think the main thing I'm seeing is just like the lineup I would use is probably straight ahead from here, or maybe even slightly from the right out there and then aiming more to the left. But this is very far to the right for my liking. That was an unfortunate boosted jump, but more than that, I think the setup is just a little too... Like, that's not a bad setup, and I like that you're going to the left. But it's just a little far away still. That's good. But I still would much rather see it go to the left. Yeah, I'm just reciting what I just said. But the fact it works at the end tells me that A, 90 minutes is definitely active, and B, that's what you've practiced. Because you know how to execute it. But I would say try aiming more to the left. And just see how you go with that. Because I think it would really improve the consistency with that. Alright, we'll keep going. I'm getting hung up on pretty much the first major mistake. I can't say I've seen any major mistakes in the run. That would be the one. And that's kind of what Free is like. Oh, you see what happened to that purple gem real quick? So this enemy in front. Where's his gem gone? One more time. So the guy on the right drops his purple gem there, and then this guy's going to drop a purple gem. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Unfortunately, because of the like weird proxy that happened, you missed it. That's unfortunate. Game is mean. That's all we have to write. Yeah, nothing wrong with hovering up there. What will skateboarding be like? Should be straightforward enough. Yep, just jump straight away. We're gonna roll off the next one. Yeah, don't have to jump. A bit more air time will lose you time. We'll do the same here, I guess. Yeah, it's more safe, but I'm not gonna fault it because that's not gonna lose you that much. I would say that if Tommy's goal is top 10, then realistically, he's right there. Like, if Enchanted goes well, you're top 10. That's just the truth. Yeah, that's not what we want to see. However, so that's it. That's all you need, but just overshot. I don't really like going down the ramp anyway because you're losing time. But yeah, I don't really need to point out what's wrong. Oh, wow, that sucks. Hang on. So the collision here is going to push him past the ramp. No, that's so unfair. All right, that's just solidified for me. Well, I'll never go for that. Ramps are mean. I don't think that's a great way of depicting what's just went down, but try a nasty Nork would be my next piece of advice. Which, out of interest, is if you turn, go off to like the left here, you can do a trick, like I don't know, a nasty Nork, and you land on the ground. So by the time you even reach the bottom of this ramp, you've already done the trick that Hunter's looking for, and you don't have to worry about all this shit. Is that enough? Oh, good. I was worried that that trick didn't give him enough points. Anyway, that was very unfortunate. I don't think saying that is really too helpful. Skateboarding is just rough sometimes. All right, so now we're on to the big one. Lots of flips. One more. Yeah, that's fine. But it can definitely be improved. I just don't think that's the main thing to worry about when it comes to Enchanted Towers, because definitely, I mean, he's easily lost a minute here. That's such a classic. Losing a minute straight after like a good sunrise, depending on what you consider to be a good sunrise. Anytime I'm like looking at my splits after buzz thinking, wow, that was a good sunrise, I just choke in evening, in midday. Immediately. Oh, did we exit level there? Yeah. I would. Guidebook to midday. As your next objective is probably going to be, you're going to Icy Peak. You want to get there as fast as possible. There's nothing wrong with going from here, I'll be honest, but this is one of the reasons why we don't skip Bianca. Like, if you get rid of that trigger, you can just run through her to Icy, and it is technically faster. Barely. I'll not worry about that. That's not a big thing. I like to. I think it's nice because Tommy typically talks in French, and they write most of their things. So I like to write to them in French. I'm not French. I have to use Translate. I cannot speak the language. I'm terrible. Oh, nice. That did work. I'll translate my notes later. Or I might actually add captions. I'm not sure yet. But I'm not about to start speaking French. I'm so out of practice and I was never any good. Yeah. This route is the safer of the options, but when the objective is still to collect those extra gems, it makes sense. You know, the time you're losing for the gems you're getting should still make it worthwhile. Pretty slow cannon. You can do the cannon a lot faster, but then all you're going to save is half a second. I'm overthinking it. That's what I do. It's not about me. It's about Tommy's run. So he's going to grab the extra 5. Yep. That's a really, really good gem count. I don't know if this reaches. Usually I would have this part of the cannon probably like in line with the torch. So definitely a bit more round. And then this part that he's on is also a little bit closer. Does this work? He's got 90 minutes. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, nice Maynard skip. I was not sure that was going to work, to be honest. I'm just a hater. All right, let's scroll down a bit. Oh, okay. And then we're immediately going to talk about what happens after. Yeah, post-tech movement, man. It's annoying. I wouldn't glide here. You're definitely faster moving on the ground. And so like what I like to do is just like there's a step below him. I would charge onto the step and then just do a charge jump over. And also because you're now landing on ice when you're not charging, your ice movement's just slower. Oh, that did work. Good. I didn't hear the sound effect of the ice break. I'm like, really? It's right next to it. Oh, don't say that, Power Man. No, I mean, if people want me to review their runs, I'm not going to say no. I enjoy watching the category. This is the category I care about. I mean, there's a few. But yeah, I figured I was hoping to give Tommy some feedback for a little while. Because he's right on the cusp of top 10, and I know he can get it. But I just wasn't really sure what areas he needed to work on. And to be honest, when the main thing I've seen now is just one trick go badly, I know he can get the time, 100%. But I'm curious now to see what other things there might be that are costing him, because then he irons those out. He doesn't just get a top 10, he gets like top 6, top 5. And that would be awesome. I really want to see more people competitive. But I know, Powerman, you play a lot of categories. You don't tend to spend too much time on each one unless it's caught your interest. I don't think you really took a liking to Free Any too much. So, if you want to get back into it, I'm more than happy to give you some pointers, but I'm sure there's enough information out there to help for the time being. I don't know if Tommy's really looked at the guides and stuff, but I'm probably repeating myself over what I've said in the past. This is quite safe. Does he do the... I didn't see the movement at the start. Okay, yeah, so he's going for the safer approach of just go for the red thief straight away. And nothing wrong with it as long as it all works out. And then you're going to cut off the yellow thief here, which is good. But he glides here. And because he glides here, he's going to lose all his speed. So this is just quite slow. I like the flame at the end to just catch it. But yeah, I think you can improve that at the end there. I'll say faster yellow thief. All right, nice. I see the guidebooking here. I like that. But you choose to go to Enchanted because that's the one that you've got access to. It's not bad. It's about on par. No, it's probably faster. Ah, no. Technically, leaving Enchanted here is worse, only because of what happens to the thief. I'll show you. So, yeah, we skipped the cutscene. But now, when you go over here, there goes the thief. The thief goes that way. What you would prefer to do for the fast thief kill is make him go the other way. And you can pretty consistently get him to do that if you approach the stairs from... Actually, you know what? That cutscene gives a pretty good idea. So because Spyro is coming from this way, the thief runs that way. I'm hoping the curse is doing all the storytelling here. Maybe I should get one of those like VOD review markers. But instead, if I were to guidebook to midday, like go around or go over the pond and approach the stairs from this side, the thief goes that way and then he stops, which gives me time to start charging this way and I'll catch him before he can go around all the bends, which is pretty consistent, gotta be honest. It's not a bad idea at all. We'll see how the thief kill goes here though. So like the aim is probably to cut him off here, but does he back? No, it's okay. Cool. Yeah, I'd say that was about as good of a thief kill as you were going to get. Nice, dude. Yeah, I would love to see you do more in the future. And yeah, if you decide you want to take it a bit seriously, then I will be more than happy to give you some tips. I'm not just going to tell you, watch the world record and do all that shit. There's a lot of strats that you can do that are, you know, suboptimal, but still fast. And I think your time is around the 50 mark. Now, you could probably get a time close to Tommy if you wanted, but I'm sure I'd find a few things to ask you to look into. Go on, bird. What we got? You did get the sub 50. Nice. Yeah, so you're basically already top 10. Alright, he's skipping a few gems here. But yeah, grabbing that is important. Grabbing that's important. Nice. The extra kill is cool. I think for your sanity, I would say PC because less load time. But of course, there are drawbacks to it. Bird is a little bit hesitant. Good gems though. It's not a major issue. Gem count is really quite good. It's like a decent average per level, it feels like. But I suppose he's got 8 levels to grab 1600 gems. It can be done, but some of these levels don't have that many, like this next one. Oh really? They're inverted. That's really odd. That Crash on PC has slower loads. I don't understand it. How you going, Vorida? Less than 4s. This is a small thing, but just in case anyone isn't aware, at the start of Spooky Swamp, there's a black screen. You can't do anything. The timer is ticking here. You're losing time during this screen. It's really unfair. The way around it is you quit and you come back, and it goes away. But again, it's not a huge amount of time loss, but it exists. It's very enemy averse here. Missing a few gems because of it though. Gonna grab the baskets. Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, I'm keeping the cursor on the screen. Probably because I'm expecting to have something to talk about all the time, but that's not true. Okay. I have to say NST is a bit of a mystery to me. I'll just say now, I think this hover was really smart because the way these ledges are is like, if you don't send it with the charge jump, you might be just too low and it feels bad. It feels bad to fall down because you lose so much time. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, I'd say so. I love watching this game. And I like the idea that what I'm saying might help Tommy in the future. But time will tell. You might be like, well, after watching you break it down, I never want to play this category again. Fair enough. I went overboard. So now there's what? 7 splits. Bamboo. Does Spike even count? Well, Spike has 40 gems. Yeah, Bamboo, Spike. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess you get Crystal as well. I'm just concerned that he's maybe going to have to sidetrack. Oh, no, because you do Midnight in the opposite order. All good. It's all under control. But he's definitely going to lose some time to grab those extra gems. We'll see how much. Right, stuff like these. Like I would never run for those. Because 10 gems is whatever. But you know, you're kind of in a position where you need the standing gems. He goes for the safe play with the parts, but that's fine. Yeah, not really too many more gems to grab. I would say that really only those 2 vases were out of position though. It's not that much. It's only like 2-3 seconds. All right. Chasing that guy a little bit, but it's all good. Bamboo is always interesting because there's not a whole lot on console you can do to optimize it, but there's still things that I see people skip. I don't know how I feel about grabbing Dwight now. I suppose it's not a problem. We're big chillin'. It just means after this you're going to run straight towards the bridge, which is maybe a little slow. It'll be about the same. Well, then it comes down to like, is there anything you particularly don't want to do on one version? Like, if you want to have access to PC wall gliding on for Spyro, then fair enough. That was a good jump. I like that jump. It's not the hardest jump, but it still feels good to see people go for it. That's a pretty good pause timing. What's going on, Zero? Thank you for the raid. Good luck with what I'm doing now. Thanks. I do appreciate the luck for the VOD review. I'll try not to choke. I hope you're alright, man. I thought about doing runs, but my hands are kind of not in the mood. Well, the good news, Paraman, is you have a lot of time to think about it. As long as you like consistently are still doing runs on both, you'll get the feel of what it is you're enjoying more. Another 41? Yeah. Like actually a PB or... Sorry, world record. Or just damn, close. Hey, man. It's really good. Well done. Like, it's good to be this close. You haven't lost anything. It's everything to gain, right? I find that the adrenaline of playing close to my best is still enough to make those near misses feel alright. Charmed? Yeah. Yeah, that level fucking sucks. Like, so many things can go wrong at any level of play. What I was gonna say here, I do think maybe too much focus on enemies. But then he skips the end one, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe too much focus on enemies here. I would get it if they all dropped like 5s, but they don't. Some of them don't. Oh, the Sam skip, man. Well, when you can narrow it down to like 2 splits, that's not a bad place to be. Does this hit? No. Okay, so this trick, based on how Tommy's doing it, I don't think he's trying to do the trick, but he's in the perfect position to do it. He just needs to go from the right hand side of this pillar and, you know, take a similar line like you're going to cut into land about here, but instead you're not wasting this time. Maybe he catches him here. This is the next ideal position. Cool. Yeah. Could be better though. This is quite a blanket term. I might get rid of it. But I guess I feel like it's to do with the root. How would I describe it? I'm gonna say confidence with the root. I do feel that it's just like a little stilted. Like he'll go. The bit that really solidified it for me is it's after that. It's here, right? Like, I don't know why we're grabbing those gems. I don't know why we're killing this guy. These are very like impulsive decisions, and I guess in my mind, when I go through here, I'm thinking I might kill this guy just to stop him from getting in the way. Sure. Noel actually showed me this is quite an easy gem to grab. But then I keep going, and I guess it's just a little bit of hesitation. Hesitation is probably a better way of saying it. Some hesitation. I'm not even going to say what we're doing. And look, again, this run's been going for so long. It's nearly 3 hours into it, RTA. Trifecta, obviously. You're not going to remember everything. But, like, this is a PB. And it's really good to get a PB in a trifecta. Always feels good. Doesn't happen to me very much, but it happens to some people a fair bit. Am I right, Zero? And it just shows me that if he does this run in isolation, even just like a few of them back to back, there's not going to be that hesitation. And the gems he grabs are going to be pretty much the same every time, and I'm certain that not only is a sub 40 doable, I think it's very likely going to happen for Tommy, as long as he does some more runs. But yeah, this, you don't want to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like an easy 5 seconds lost to slower thief. So then I don't think that's like a very drastic change. I think that's very easy to implement, and you'll just save 5 seconds. Guy booking back is obviously the correct play. Yep, got to grab that 40 if you're going for the gem route. Okay, I'm gonna throw it out there. Country Speedway Question mark? I mean, it's good. I like it. 400 gems and an egg. When you need an extra 1,000 gems, that's 2/5 already. Nearly half. Yeah, I know. I know. Because you did. But that's not how I'm currently playing, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Some of us can't be the goat, man. I think some people can be the goat. No, but I will probably go back to doing that route at some point just to see what I can get. But right now I'm really locked in with it. I reckon I can still get a 29 with it. Anyway, this isn't about me, it's about Tommy. We're on to Spike. Gems seem pretty damn good. This is like 250 over where I'm usually at. What was she saying? She's yelling at me. I'll take some question marks off that. It's not really a big deal. Man, I lost 12 seconds to Sorceress last run. I'm not sure any routing change is going to help me there. I just have to get better. Nice. I mean, what can you really do here? This is just like wait for bird. Not sure we're going to see anything particularly out of the ordinary. Should be dropping. Yep, there it is. Oh, it's fine. He'll come to you. And the blue orb. Cut inside, yep. So I reckon he's going to shoot when the blue orb drops now. It's the only downside of running straight at him. Because like you want to pick it up, but he's also right there. Yeah. That's why I like to make him chase me. It's all good. Does he do the head bash? Doesn't do the head bash. Does it matter? Yeah, slightly. That's not a big deal. Frankly, if I look at midday, that's 2 splits. Yeah, there's only 5 splits here, and this is all 1 split. It was a good bamboo. Why am I saying bamboo? It was a good midday. Yeah, I like to do. Oh, I like to do the head bash, but yeah, hovering is fine. Either way, standing there is not gonna get it. Do have to put some sort of input to hold Spyro in place. Little hesitation off the bat, but we don't worry about it. Does he go for the 10? No. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I think a lot of the things I'm trying not to talk about are just like personal decisions, right? Like these gems here, this is a personal choice. I think it makes a lot of sense considering Tommy's going to skip Purple Rock and what's it called? Rocket Storage. You know, the one everyone does. Those gems are just very convenient. This, however, does this work? Cool, he does play it well. But on console, use the laser. Use the laser. Just use the laser. You don't lose any time. You don't lose any time. You get the 5 gem for it. I don't know. There's no drawbacks. Yeah, for some reason I just started copying Logic's route towards the end. This is an interesting way of getting there. I don't know, is this jump might be easier than going to the left, but it's obviously slower. I don't know. Again, he gets here, loses 5 seconds. It's okay. No, I know, But because he was the only other person running at the time, I only found myself comparing to him because I was getting paranoid that I was gonna lose the race to the 41. I mean, it makes me feel kind of good knowing that there's definitely optimizations to put into my PC run. Oh, no, Zero, he did. He did. He got his 4202 because he lost time on Sorceress. But that's where he decided to leave it because he was obviously unhappy with how the run ended. In his mind, obviously, that should have been the run. And it would have been. Just unfortunate. Another run where Sorceress just shows its true colors. Was there something I was going to talk about here? I do like how, yeah, he holds his nerve there. Everyone's got a different setup. I like mine the most, but yeah. The extra gems is fine. He's going to need them. But do you know there's so many gems at the top of these stairs? So many gems up here if you really need them. But I'm not going to make him do that because that just loses time. Yeah, I think using the laser is the big thing here. Everything else is just a personal choice of, you know, being consistent. Decent gems exiting. I still really encourage the laser on console. I just don't see the drawbacks at all. Aside from you have to run over there. Grabbing those gems is good, though. Leaving the egg till last is just a bit slower. But going to fireworks next, a good decision. That's an unfortunate 10. With the amount of gems he's collecting, I guess we don't need it. I don't know if he's going to be over-gemmed by the time he gets to Crystal or what. Okay. It's a magic bottle. That's interesting. So it's an indirect route, right? But it's just one jump. Yeah. It makes sense that it would be slower, but it was faster. It looked faster than I thought it was going to be. Alright, I don't like that we're waiting for this guy. He's going to go for the vases too, though. So that becomes a 10 gem. But it's still a pretty slow 10 gem. Wouldn't advise doing that. Still, fireworks on console goes the same pretty much every time. Yeah, the metal chest is good to grab. Sam skip? Doesn't do Sam skip. No Sam skip. I get it. How much time does this lose? Is it 20 seconds or 15? Yeah, the big thing with the Route Zero is he's not going for any storage, so he's going to need to pay for the bridge in Crystal. And I will get onto that when we get to Scorch, etc. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it takes him 25 seconds to get to Sam. So again, I'll be kind and I'll just say plus 15. Learning Sam skip can be annoying, but it is worth it because once you have a setup, it's the same every time, hopefully. Until it isn't. But yeah. And that's right. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's kind of what direction I want to go with this and be like, on average, you're going to lose X amount of time per split. Whereas if you just did Purple Rock, you're going to save this much time. I'll get that. That's why we do a VOD review. That's why we try to give the examples of like where the time save is as well. Do you think Purple Rock is slower than grabbing extra gems? Maybe on PC it is. I'm not so sure on console. I don't know if I believe it. I think Purple Rock's really fast. I think just the fact that you're not running through Crystal is worth it. But I'll time it properly a bit later. I think Purple Rock is the third best option, right? The best option is Rocket Storage. Second best option is still Rocket Storage, but you failed it. You know, second try. And then third, Purple Rock. And then fourth is the gem route that we're doing. I think that was a pretty good fireworks. Yeah. Small optimizations. And yeah, no Sam skip is a bit of a problem, but yeah, you know, 3 hours into a trifecta, keep it simple. Jank Whales here. This is a bit of a weird gem to grab. You know, we're keeping up on gems. You can basically go to Bentley now. Do Bentley before Charmed and Fleet. But no, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, Could Continue is fine to do. And Charmed Ridge. What do we do at the start? Do we grab the gems? Yeah, I like to grab the gems. I don't know if I like to grab all the gems, but yeah, okay. Yeah. Gems are great. Doing good. Doing good with the gems. Yeah, I think on paper, Power Man, 1,000 gems just sounds like a lot to grab. You know, the game has 15,000 gems outside of the final level. So you're asking somebody to grab 1/15 of the gems in the game. Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of similarities to that PC route in Tommy's run. Aside from obviously no wall glides. You know, people had decent times with it, but as soon as people stopped going for it, on average, the times on the leaderboard kind of shot up. And that correlates to people getting better at the game too. But the potential for fast runs is just so much higher when you don't have to collect all these gems. I could definitely figure out on average how much time he's losing. Now, this is an interesting wall guide. This on console is really quite annoying if you don't know the setup. How much time do we lose? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good wall glide there. Yeah. No, I remember that. Nostalgia much. Yeah, it goes back for the bottle. That's okay. Nice D-pad movement or whatever he uses to get off the ladder there. How do we fare here? Because you can play it quite safe. Yeah, I mean, this looks good to me. Does he grab that guy? Oh, he might. Nice. Yeah, I think generally 0 free any was considered to be a lot more friendly to learn and run when there's no run ending trick 2/3 of the way through. We can probably all agree on that. But if nothing else, Rocket Storage is pretty hype when it works. And I guess it comes down to what somebody's goal is. I haven't been talking too much about it, but the perfect hovers here are good. Yeah. Can still be faster with like the charge movement, and you shouldn't have to aim the seeds, but it's safe. Okay. Yeah, I would hover there. I choked that in one of my good attempts the other day. I was going for hoverless and I didn't have 90 minutes, so I just kind of botched it. I can see grabbing that 5 being good. It's just another preference. You're not going to save time because you just run past it anyway, but it's cool. Nice to see some creativity, isn't it? Yeah, it grabs all the gems, doesn't leave too early, which some people do. Yeah, these guys. These guys are the worst. Now then. No iframes to worry about with that one. Yeah, I think that was a good chance. I'd flame the last guy. But it's not different enough that it's costing him much time. Nothing in that level went particularly bad, to be honest. In every section there's just a few seconds of time loss compared to the optimal line. But we're not going for the most optimal line, we're just trying to finish a free any run at the end of a trifecta. These are definitely pretty easy time saves to find on the next run. So that's good. You see the potential to grow, but definitely nothing majorly going wrong outside of a few splits. Of course, Lost Fleet is horrible, depending on what you're trying to achieve here. We are going for the... so he's going around. Okay, so we're doing that instead of the wall glide there. Which is not that bad, I think. How much time does it lose? So, you know, like about now, I would probably hope to be on the boat. So then I should hopefully be gliding over now. Maybe I'm on the boat now. It's only a few seconds slower. So, you know, if you're having trouble with the other wall glide, it's nice to see that there is a relatively easy backup. Not falling off here is good. God, I would much rather approach the wall from the tip of the boat, because I hate running along this bit. It's horrible. Good lineup. Nice. Yeah, I liked that. There are just some things that are more annoying on console. Oh, we're not doing subs. We're not doing subs at all. No subs. I'm just going to put no subs 1. I think subs 1 is just a given. Should be doing subs 1. But doesn't know how the cycles go yet. I'm not even going to say you're really losing time to that. Because he's done... Yeah, we did Sun Seeds and we did Bluto already. But I think... Sun Seeds for subs 1, very good. Do that. Because in my mind, it's like this whole thing here, where we then go over to Chad, is only really done so we can then go to subs afterwards. Now, yeah, it's still the fastest way to get Ed to the end and grab Chad. I guess the alternative would be you do the level a bit more normal, and then at the end of level, you go through the acid tunnel to charge if you needed the gems, but we're trying to cut gems out of the route, I think, so I won't plant that seed. Yeah, I mean, I can remember trying subs for the first time and being like, this is not fast. There's no way. There's no way it's fast. Oh, but Wed was probably the first, wasn't he, to really innovate in the category? Take things from OG and be like, well, that should be doable here. It's the worst haunted jump. Is it like just a bad setup? I should check that out. I don't think I know it. Okay, we're on our way to Bentley. We're going to grab a few more 5s. That's okay. It's a nightmare. All right. Run. Oh, I know the one. I know the one. I remember the clip. It was actually a clip from Jumpy. That was the one that was on the spreadsheet. I didn't realize that was actually what they did in their run, though. Oh, God. Did they at least get it, like, quite early? Or did it take a few attempts? Yeah, Power Man, that's a perfectly valid way of doing it, because you get the gems, and you're not doing subs, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm glad it's not the only way, I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, just go through the whole level, right. Nice gem count. All right, Hannah jump. That's looking pretty good. Nice Hannah jump. He's got 90 minutes at this point, but it's still good. Oh, interesting movement. That's it. When people start complaining about a setup like this is bullshit, I don't want to do this, then we find something better, hopefully, or we have to deal with rocket storage. Tommy's paused the run. Tommy will have lost time for pausing the run. Although, actually, how long ago was the rule implemented? Anyways, don't pause the run. If you're doing a speed run, you should try to do the speed run. Of course, yeah. I think the rule would only apply here because the time has been paused for more than 5 seconds. No, the cutscenes are always there, and PC's always had those cutscenes too. So essentially, it was just to get an even playing field because like PC runs can't pause here because the time is ticking, but console can because IGT pauses. It's kind of unfair, huh? Well, yeah. So like this is definitely would be a time loss. I'm just gonna write. Don't pause for more than 5 seconds. Pretty important. If you need a toilet break, you get those cutscenes. Or maybe hold on until the run's ended. Yeah, that's it. That's why we do it in the cutscene. Because it's already there. But yeah, just choosing to create a break location is something else. So what you would want to do here is be speaking to Bart. I don't think he knows about that. So So talk to Bart. Still, it's not a big deal. It's just small. I could be talking about all the small things to be implemented that will save time. I'm trying to keep that to the minimal because there's still some pretty major things to iron out, and that will be the majority of the time save for next time. I don't think we didn't get early cycle here, did we? It's not going to happen. You're not going to get early cycle if you're not. Yeah, because that's the snowball you wanted. So yeah, no, we just do this normally. As much as it's not difficult, in my opinion, it's not something I would want people to be worrying about here. Okay. Oh, preferably not, no. Yeah. I do remember the struggle. I've seen that fail a lot. But I'm really happy to see that going back to the first enemy was an option. Okay, so we're going from this side. Kind of like it actually, because you're already facing that way. Then we wait for Bart. Yeah, almost didn't wait. It's just a little bit late to speak to him. Are we going to get some gems here? Yeah, I had a feeling we might. That's an easy 30. We're going to grab this one. This is the kind of stuff that Purple Rock is just built to save time for. It's like 5 seconds here, 10 seconds here, and then suddenly at the end, I'm not convinced defeating Spike a second time is slower. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe I'm just crazy. Anyway, we move on. Yeah. I feel that so hard. I'm watching some of these gems like I've never gone for that vase unless it's 117. So definitely losing time to grab gems. That's kind of the moral of evening. Seeing a lot of gems that you wouldn't need if we could avoid it. How does Scorch go? Do we get the stun lock? Alright, we get a green. Now we wait. Good. Do we get a red? We do. So we should get a stun lock. Alright, cool. Part of me wants to speed this up, but it's a bit disrespectful. All you can do is wait. The dream. Yeah, it does, because he starts running. It's so unfair when your gold has it, and you're just like, well, I'm always going to lose time to my gold now. Unless I get lucky. But that's kind of how the boss splits go. Just take what you can get. At least it's not Spyro 2, eh? No gulp. Well, we are going for rocket storage, which far out. Really happy to see it. But oh, why is he shooting now? Okay. We need to talk about rocket storage. RS setup. Timing. Like the big thing here, he's already shooting. We cannot see Bentley. Bentley is not programmed. Like he would much rather throw when you can see him. That's sort of what the programming is behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But generally, Bentley wants to throw to you and show himself doing it because he doesn't want you to forget. Yeah, way too early, yeah. But like as just a starting point. You don't even think about shooting when you can't see Bentley. Like, Bentley's just shown up. But yeah, it's just too early. So I'll just change that. I'm glad he went for it. You know, you don't get the timing until you've messed up the timing a million times. I can't tell you the amount of times it's gone wrong for me because Bentley decided to turn around and then he froze early. And because I've got a red, I have to wait for Scorch to stop or it's not going to hit. Little things like that. Yep. I'm starting to feel like I should just hold a green. You know, like just try and pick up the last green rocket you can, just hold it. But I never remember to do it because I'm just trained to have the red every time. Anyways, I'll just tell you straight away. We don't skip Bianca ×2. We just don't need to worry about it. It just doesn't matter. Yeah, at the end of the day, even knowing the manipulation that exists, you have to be a little bit lucky. If he only throws greens, what can you do? Oh, yeah, this is a good quick game continue. That is optimal. But you know what's better? When you do that and then you go to Rocket Store, the other one, Spike. I'm going to quickly find something. Now, I'm not the kind of person that's going to play their own video. But obviously, Tommy knows enough about rocket storage that he's going to go for it. That's good. That's good. I'm not gonna go in depth too much. Obviously, this is more of like a good timing example. Even that might have been a tad early. But if we break down, I think it's around here that I start writing stuff on the screen. So this is all to do with like what's the summary? It's got to be around here somewhere. Right. So the whole point is we're trying to bring a rocket back to Midnight Mountain. And the same can be said for Purple Rock, where we're trying to bring not one of the red ones, but we're trying to bring one of the blue ones back. So you're going to drop it soon? Yep. And then grabbing it. Awesome, great. Well, now let's have a look. That's a different level. It's all about this. This is what it's all about. Essentially, we don't need to buy the bridge anymore. It's quite straightforward to do this. I would really encourage learning this. I'll go back. I'll break down Purple Rock. Let's just watch Purple Rock, really. Like, if you've already watched the Spike fight, I'm sorry to make you do it again. Yeah, I give an example of what you can do. Where, you know, we go to Saki now. Doesn't matter if you do or not. That movement doesn't seem that good. Yeah, we grab Saki and then Spikes Arena. We do it again. The fight starts off the same. It's a little RNG, obviously, with what rocks you get. Again, I like to make him run at me. Doesn't matter. Do what you want. Wait for another one. But yeah, this is what it's all about, because we need one of these projectiles. So this is the alternative to rocket storage, obviously. He does still have 2 HP, so we got to hit him with 1. Yeah. It is. No, I pretty much only use it for Charmed Ridge, man. I mean, that's such a big sequence break to be able to go straight to Bird and stuff. But I wouldn't consider... Like, I would much rather just do rocket storage. I guess, you know, you could technically do Purple Rock a second time to do the crystal route, but I would much rather just run to the Sorceress. You know, if you miss rocket storage, just do the Sorceress instead, because then you can defeat Moneybags and do crystal normally. Oh yeah, so let me be clear, right? He's got 1 health left. Bird is gonna drop a blue thing, purple rock, whatever you want to call it. We pick it up. We've got it. We don't shoot. We just wait. We're all good. We get shot, it doesn't matter. We're gonna kill him as soon as we can. But now I'm pointing with my hand. Like, it's all about this. This is what's gonna allow us to skip 1,000 gems. Walk around. Don't knock him into it. That would be really sad. Super easy. Just walk into it. Plus, you know exactly where the projector... He knows. He knows what's good. Oh, stop gassing yourself up. Yeah, I know you're right, Zero, because realistically, it's not that much time loss. Compared to any percent, you just have a little bit more freedom. But yeah, again, the whole point is we've got this projectile. We can take it straight over here. I'm monologuing a bit as I go. Shoot him down. You have heaps of them. You can now sequence break the whole level. Go nuts. Instead of going all the way to the bear and end of level, we can... Come on. What am I even saying right now? Yeah, come on. Play the game. Just play the game. We can just, yeah, do all the stuff we wanted to do, but we didn't have to go through the whole level. It's good. Give it a try. If you're on the fence, just fight Spike and see if you can get Purple Rock. Because as soon as you get it once, you'll be thinking, oh, I could have been doing that the whole time. Alright, big tangent over. Tommy is not going to Crystal Islands because he hasn't got enough gems for the bridge. That's the old route. That was the issue. Oh god. Yeah. I mean, what a tragic way for things to go. Does Tommy do torch jump? Come on, Bo. Let's go. Nice! That's a really good torch jump. Really good torch jump. I'll just say, Purple Rock Strat. It's up there. And nice. Nah, very nice torch jump. I mean, it's such a frustrating trick to mess up. Why am I in picture-in-picture? What did I press? Oof. And we're going this way. It's fine. Both routes are pretty similar. I'm just curious to see if the rocks do their thing. Again, like he wants to grab a few gems, so he's going for everything. You know, see basket, get basket. There are a lot of useful gems in Haunted Tomb. Oh, nice dodge. Does he go for the doggies? Oh, good enough. Yeah, this is 117, right? Yeah, grabs the 25. Good. I would be very upset if he didn't grab the 25. It's worth mentioning. Yeah, he doesn't just need 1,000 gems. He needs 1,300 gems because he's going to do Molten Creative Thieves as well. Oh, don't worry, Zero. He's run that too, I think. That might be part of the problem. Part of the problem might be he's got that muscle memory. Yeah, firing constantly is all well and good, but they're not going to come out of hiding. Actually, it makes me wonder, are they like programmed not to show up if you're already firing that? Because I would have thought the guy on the left should be about to come out, right? But he doesn't. And then he chooses to go that way. And I don't know if that's just because of where he's positioned or if it's because there's a bullet in the way. So maybe shooting constantly is not a good idea. But yeah, generally the accuracy here is not very good. This should be very fast, and it's taking him... Because he's turning, it's quite slow. I'll just say slow, tanks 1. They're in the same position every time. You can definitely just repeat the same motion. Okay, no, they're not smart enough to avoid the shot. He just kind of took a bit of a weird approach that caused him to go somewhere else. But yeah, it was a pretty good tomb, and he got some gems, which is important. How many splits are left? We have Dynamines, Desert Ruins, Crystal Islands. So, I mean, he's going to hit 1,000 by then. But then he's going to need the gems for Molten. It's really funny, Zero, because I said earlier that is specifically what I don't want to say. Because at the moment, I feel like what I'm doing is very unfriendly to PS4, for a start, load screens. But also, I want to encourage people to do different things. I'm just like, yes, at the end of the day, if you want a certain time, you should see what the fastest method is. But I do like the idea that people gradually learn something as opposed to just copying the end goal straight away and maybe not understanding why things are done. Like, I can break down my VOD, but I'll be pausing like every 2 seconds because they're just a bunch of small things. Alright, we'll keep going. We're getting there. And I can go to bed. Mate, I'm going to be talking about this run longer than his trifecta was. I got to speedrun VOD reviews a bit more. I hope you're having a good time, though. Alright. Yeah, a little bit slow, but you do benefit from the 10s, so probably worth grabbing. Can just be done a little faster. I think part of this might be fatigue now. The run is nearly over. He's been playing for 3 hours. It's just like a few silly mistakes showing up now. I just find it interesting. Like, I can watch something that is suboptimal, and sometimes I might cringe because like a mistake will come up and I'm like, that takes me back. But generally I like to see people's progression, so I'm quite happy to watch somebody's run when they come to me and say there's a lot of mistakes here. I'll be like, well, how many mistakes really? Like, how much time did you actually lose? Because in most cases, it's less than you think. Yeah, quick game here is fine. I think skipping Dino Jump is honestly okay. Because unless you know how it works, it seems a bit difficult. Yeah, I don't think I'll make this a regular thing. It's just because I said I was going to do it for him, and I stand by what I said. I think, it may end up being a good resource for multiple runners, but if nothing else, I hope Tommy gets something from it. And at the end of this, I'll go to bed and not worry too much. It's nice to see that he has 90 minutes for this run. Some of these underwater gems are just really annoying to grab. They're annoying enough in 117 where you need them, but here it's like you have to make a choice. See, I always used to like grabbing those gems and these ones because they're all 5s. But, like, do we need them? I think he's going to be over gems. Calling it now. He's going to be over gems because there's so many gems in Desert Ruins that you can't avoid. How many gems are you going to be over by is the question. Takes this a little bit slow. Yeah, 200, right. And then he's got to do crystal. Okay, so technically it's faster to do the tunnel first, but it's like a second difference. His post-egg and post-dialogue movement is also a little bit stilted, but we deal. We move. Good that he's doing Dino Tunnel. Has he skipped something? So he didn't do subs 1, right? And he did Sunseeds, Bluto, and now, well, he did Tanks 1, and he's doing Dino Tunnel. Something is amiss. Is he not doing Thieves? Because if so, your gems are way over. Fireworks Agent 9. Oh, God. We OG now. I wish there was some sort of awesome tech there, but I haven't tried mashing all the various inputs enough. Maybe there is something, but I don't think so. Surely we would know about it by now. Okay. So now we've got to go Death Abuse Hike Camp. Far out. Yikes. Yeah, okay. I'm impressed that you know this, actually. But yeah, the eggs are not fast. 149 egg would like a word. In terms of the order here, the world record order is still quite new. I'm not going to harp on about it, but I would have said it's worth grabbing the thief here, right? It's faster to glide over because you cut him off, and then you just run over there anyway. When you say that, do you mean, which trick do you mean? Or route, I guess. Oh, right. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was just something they were looking at. I'm glad to see it exists, but At the end of the day, it's slow. All right, nice. I'm glad we're going for this. I'm a bit worried with the angle that he's gonna run back. No, in fact, because we were a bit slow, we didn't reach him in time. Well, we didn't really try. Didn't flame. It's not much time loss. I'm glad he went for it. Was there anything in Dynamines that really stuck out? I don't think so. It's like underwater gems are just kind of sad. And it's not Tommy's fault. It's just really annoying to control underwater. Good to see you, Diamond. Yo, congrats on the recent runs. I was hoping to message you, but I have been a bit sidetracked. Okay, so the gem count right now is massive. We still have this whole level, Crystal Islands in full, and Molten Crater 2. Yep, that's it. And I hope by talking about it, it's going to get more people up to speed, right? Nice. Oh, no, not this way. This is the Randy PNG Zero. Do you remember this? Where people were going this way and they were like, no, you do this instead, then you go back to Sheila. Oh gosh. Look, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But now, wait, what are we doing? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, we're going back now. And now we're just going back. And then we go over here. Yeah. It's not a problem. It's okay. But it just takes a little bit longer. That's all. It just made me remember. You were so right. You said it's like 2021 PC route, and then that happens. Actually, that's more like 2020 then, because I swear the PNG was before that. The PC route is much faster, no matter what you do, it seems. Yeah, Diamond, enjoy your Easter break. You've been working real hard with these categories. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. There's nothing really to worry about here. And there's our guidebook. Well, yeah, I guess you can guidebook from within the Sheila area, but all you're really saving is RTA and... No, a slight reordering of where you go in the level is not suddenly going to lose you heaps of time, but I can tell you this is a slower route. Even barely. So yeah, Sheila didn't give like 200 gems, but it definitely gave an easy 100 gems in that level. And he's already overgemmed and still has to go through... Well, I'd say more, because he's going to now complete this side area and go through Crystal. So by the time he gets to Moneybags, it's going to be more, right? It's a little bit slow with the thief, but you know, if he didn't grab it there, I was going to comment on it. That is still acceptable. But yeah, crucially, underwater gems and then over gems by, and we'll find out exactly how much. 66 at the moment. Right, at least the rock wall was kind. Back to midnight, yeah, because we haven't been to Crystal there yet. Oh, hang on. No, you're right. Yeah. It's only going to lose 2 seconds. As long as it's consistent, I won't comment, you know. I hate losing time to something like that. Right, so yeah, it's a little bit slow to have to run back to the portal. What eggs are left? He needs 6 eggs. Is he doing moles? No. Right? It said 94, didn't it? I'm not crazy. Is there another egg in midnight? No, there's not. No, he must have missed an egg somewhere, but why can't I remember? He grabbed Eevee and he grabbed the egg. He grabbed Billy, he grabbed Saki, he grabbed the underground. I wonder what's left. I might facepalm a bit. So, you know, this is not fast. It's not like we're too concerned. Yeah, no, you can't be doing moles. Really? Yeah, we got to wait and see. To Tommy's credit here, he is already overgemmed. He is taking the most direct route he can. So yeah, he's only going to be overgemmed by 66. But man, if I did a free any run and was overgemmed by 66, I would get flamed by my chat. What is dialogue skipped? Yeah, I mean, he should have tried a bit harder to get the right number, sorry. Let's figure out how much time he's lost so far. So here I'd be setting up for rocket storage, hopefully fire it. Even purple rock is maybe like now. And from here, on the clock it says 39, so... And like, we have to consider the next bit too. I'll be nice. Plus 50. He lost 50 seconds in Crystal alone. Take 50 seconds off the purple rock strat, right? He's definitely lost more time to grabbing gems now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's no way that purple rock is comparable to this. Because just going through Crystal is slow, even when you're skipping gems. He skipped all the gems. So yeah, I really encourage that he goes for purple rock next time. I will more than happy to like sit in a voice call and talk about it as he's doing it, but it's really not bad once you've tried it a couple times. Yes, a couple things can go wrong, but that's kind of the same with everything. Correct. I've got to change this narrative that it's... It must be, right? It must be because rocket storage is hard. That the thought that there is a similar method in another level, it's going to have any sort of similar difficulty, and it's just not true. Are we going for moles? No, we're not. Oh, he's going... Would he get the early flame here? Ah, oh, unlucky. That is doable. Oh, but just think of the time loss. Hang on, yeah, how much time are we losing for this too? This fucking thief. Okay, so the fast approach here, which does like the perfect hover and stuff, where you line up with that tree. So jump, glide, turn, kill. So clock says 17. He's gonna lose, yeah, like plus 15 here. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sleepy. My typing is shit. All right, 97. 2 more. Yeah, that's right. But I think even having to chase it at all is something we will bypass and save heaps of time. There's Maney. We have 1 egg left. He's looking for it. Which level are we in, sorry? Is this in Midnight? No. Oh, it's in Desert. Ah, yeah. End of level in Desert. Silly me. He's got it under control. I'm just fucking washed up. Yeah, the main egg. The only egg that matters. Alright, I was worried. I was like, what? How's this jump? Beautiful jump. This guy plays multiple categories. I think the people who struggle with free NE's desert jump the most don't play the other Spyro free categories where you kind of just need to know that jump. It's just so useful. I remember learning that for 117. I took it like 50 or 60 attempts before I got it, and then I still didn't really understand what I'd done. But let's just have a quick look at the notes, yeah? Just these 4 points. No, these 3 points is over a minute of time save. Puts him in the top 10 easily. I've tried to explain perfect hovers a bit to people and how, like, you know, the wiggle slows down your trajectory a little bit, but yeah, the mushroom jump in Charmed Ridge, I wish we could do it faster, but like the only setup I know uses that bounce. Okay, and on to the final boss. In general, pretty consistent in how they drop from the sky. Okay, yeah, that's the exception. We don't talk about the Benjamin jump yet. Might get the early hit. That's a nice early hit. That's a really nice early hit. I wonder if he knows what he did. But that's consistent. I mean, yeah, Zero, that's exactly what you need in Charmed Ridge, right? More stakes. Alright. Doesn't go too aggressive with the tank, just waiting. Good phase 1, good phase 2. Curious how the UFO goes. Unsure if they use the D-pad or if this will be a bit haphazard. Alright, it's dropped down. He wasn't really ready for it. It's okay. Nice. He's going for the loop, but he's standing in the middle of the stage, so it's a bit scary. Good micro adjustments with what must be the D-pad. This is going okay, as long as he can hit this one and turn around. Ooh, okay, it's fine. 3, 2, 1. Time. GG. That's not a bad run at all. Lots of good things. What the heck was that voiceover there? If I find that, I lose most of my time here. Well, that's it. You don't need it to get a good time, but it's just a way of, you know, hopefully giving yourself a bit more of a buffer. But yeah, if the consistency isn't there, I wouldn't worry. Your Charmed is still extremely good. 41.59. I'll probably end up messaging Tommy to elaborate on some things and discuss things. But in short, mate, this is a good time. I think there's maybe, if you change like 3 splits, this is a sub 40. And I think if you incorporate Purple Rock, 1 run, you know, you just do the run, same as you always do, get Purple Rock, and do Crystal early, you're going to see just how many gems you don't need. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure it gets uploaded. And aside from all the rambling and the like casual remarks to chat and stuff, I hope maybe a couple of other people here have learned anything from it. And if you have any questions, you can either write them here now before I end stream or message me on Discord. There's so much stuff I haven't talked about, to be honest. I just don't really want to overload it. I've been live for 2 hours now. This VOD review's 2 hours 10. But yeah, there's a lot of potential. Tommy's a good runner. He's got a few world records because yes, not many of these categories are getting pushed, but the way he's been improving them is a testament to how his movement is continuing to get better. His consistency with some of these tricks is crazy. He got Amy skip first try on console. That's not a light thing. Like, I don't even go for Amy skip because I can't be bothered resetting. And then I'll just reset in cloud anyway. Don't talk about it. Zero, I've got a recording going on, so I'll just upload the recording. It won't have any Spotify. And everything should be fine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you do, Tommy, because not only is sub 40 right there in top 10, you can definitely catch up to Toronite, to Trinity, to Narwhal, maybe, if he lets you.